hard, which includes everything on that wall
Uh-huh.
up to this row right here, with the exception of these two rows right here. The exception of these two rows right here, is done. So in 4 weeks, we cleaned and repaired all of those bikes.
That's a lot of bikes.
Now we've got all of these left to go in the next 5 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
So we will get them all done, one way or another.
Wow.
And then we give away a helmet with every bike. So those are helmets right there.
Oh, on the pallets?
Right there.
Yeah.
Pallets, right.
Very cool.
Process starts here. So these are the 10 cleaning tables right here.
Got it.
So when you volunteer, you self-assess yourself as a cleaner, a prepper, or a mechanic.
Okay.
Cleaner has no bike skills. They basically are going to clean the bike top to bottom. When they're done, they put them in that little section there. Then these guys grab them right here, and these are the preppers. And these people, when they sign up, they answered the first question. There's 2 questions that you get asked when you sign up. If you say yes to the first and no to the second, you end up in the middle. And they are changing tires and tubes, saddles, grips, and pedals. So they do basic stuff here that the mechanics who work on the other side of the bike helmets over there, now they don't have to worry about that basic stuff.
Got it.
And when these guys are done, they take the clean bikes, they work on them, they put them in the prep bike section. So then those are bikes that are clean. The tires have been fixed. The pedals have been adjusted. The pedals are fixed. Grips and saddle are all good. And now the mechanics take over and they grab one of those and they have a checklist of all the things that they need to. You know, like.
Oh, wow. Nice.
They will work on everything else. They finish the bike and they put it in the QC bike section. So there's only 2 bikes sitting there right now. And these guys over here in this corner are professional bike mechanics that work in bike shops.
Oh,
so they work for us in the fall when things start to slow down in the bike shop.
Right.
And they go through top to bottom of the bike to make sure the work that the volunteers did is good. They put a sticker on it and it goes right back into our inventory. So that's how we get through so many bikes. We have a little bit of a process.
Yeah. Now, when are you going to distribute all of these?
Mid-December.
Wow.
So we'll get them all. We'll start distributing them at the end of November, and we'll be done by mid-November. And this place will be empty by the week before Christmas.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where's your where do you just?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Done.
So tell me again how you got the building.
So we had a contact with someone who was on the board. Someone on our board knew someone on the Piston Group's board.
Oh, got it.
And that's Vinnie Johnson's company.
Mm-hmm.
And so we asked if they had any empty space available for us to work our bike program in. And we were fortunate enough to be asking at a time when this facility was coming available and hadn't been used in a little bit. And Vinny is a very philanthropic guy. He does a lot of things under radar. You may know that from the Pope Francis Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know he's been very generous to the Pope Francis Center. So we have also benefited from his generosity. And so he offered us space in 2000, right after COVID, 2021. And so every fall since then, we've been able to be in this building. So this is the 4th calendar year, but the 5th time we have collected bikes and done this.
So most of your work is done like September. Is it just in the fall?
Yep.
Mostly September to
December, which the rationale behind that is the scarce resource that we have is the bike mechanic professionals who work in bike shops. Yeah. So if we did this in the spring or the summer, those guys are not available. They're full time. And in September-ish to October, things slow down in the bike shops in the cold weather, areas. And so we're fortunate that's the time we can hire them to come work for us.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Kind of drives the program timing.
So the nonprofit itself is 5 years old or older? Or when did it start?
In Michigan, we started in 2018. So we were incorporated as a nonprofit in early 2018.
Free Bikes for Kids nationally started in 2008.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was founded in Minneapolis. And the first, so they ran just in that city for 7 or 8 years before the founder started to think about franchising, or, you know, it's the wrong word to use for a nonprofit, but expanding to other cities. And so Salt Lake City and Atlanta and Portland were some of the first cities that picked up a new chapter. Madison, Wisconsin, nearby, and
Nice.
most of those were seeded from people who knew about Free Bikes for Kids by living in Minneapolis and moved somewhere else.
Oh, got it.
Started it,
That's
in
cool.
their city. And then, like I said, we were probably the 7th or 8th to start in
Chapter.
2018, and now there's between 15 and 20.
And then you joined what, 21? When did you join this?
I helped. I was the founder actually of this chapter in 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So you've been the executive director from the beginning.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And so you gather up bikes, and like how many times do you do that? You have like different collection days, or?
No, just one day. We have one big collection day. So the model that was started in Minneapolis was seasonal and an event-based, program, which we have a big collection event. We have a big giveaway event, and we only operate a few months of the year. So a lot of positives come from that. We don't need a full-time location, so it keeps overhead down. So we can work in a donated place for 3 or 4 months a year, because people are willing to donate someplace for a few months a year. But if you say, I want this all year long, year in and year out, no one's going to be able to do that. But especially in Detroit, when you're looking for empty warehouse space, it's a good place to be when we need space. And so the seasonal thing helps to keep that overhead down, because of the fact that it's not full time. But also the event-based part of it, the media gets excited about the big collection day and the big giveaway day. And so we get a lot of free press from and free media, earned media from radio and print and TV, because we're doing these big events. And if we did it all year long, then there's not that much interest, because it's what you do,
Right.
But we had, like this year when we collected in September, at the end of September, Woodward Corners, we called our flagship donation location.
Yeah.
And WLLZ radio station 106.7 kind of adopted us, and they were broadcasting live from that location. They had a live band.
Nice.
There was a food truck there, and all their DJs, Doug Podell and Ann Carlini and Casey Krakowski and Josh Innes were all, in and out and broadcasting. So it was this excitement that, we got 450 bikes in 5 hours just in that one location.
Wow.
So so that was really fun, and that's part of the event idea. So the way it was founded was really a stroke of genius. The guy that started it.
Cool.
Really cool.
Now, are most of your bikes used that you receive? Do you get new ones, or what?
We do get new ones. We have a relationship with Strider, which is a balance bike manufacturer, and they'll give us bikes that for free that have been damaged in shipping cosmetically or something like that. So we'll get a couple pallets of those. We'll get like 100 of those that are basically brand new bikes.
Right.
Nothing functionally wrong with them. And some people will buy bikes for us and give them to us, very small percentage, less than 5% of that. And lately there's a trend of corporations will do team building events. And there's obviously online somewhere a list of, like, here's all the things you can do with your employees. Somewhere on that list is bike build. And so we'll get 2 or 3 calls a year now of organizations, credit unions, or, automotive companies that are doing a team building event, and they're building bikes, and they want someone to help them, coach them through the build process, and then they donate it to us.
Got it.
And last year, Community Choice Credit Union did a 400-person bike building. We got 60 or 80 bikes out.
Nice.
Really nice. And they let us, we need these size bikes. And so we end up with 60 to 80 brand new bikes, kid bikes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's really
So
nice.
they buy them and build them.
They buy
and
them.
then they
Yeah, they
donate.
buy them, and we'll send them to a local bike shop in the city. And so that bike shop now gets all this business. And then we have a couple of our team members that will go on the day of the build with bike tools, and help them with the bike assembly. And then they donate the bikes to us. So
Cool.
everybody wins.
And then your big distribution is, I'm guessing, December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and you just have one location? You have multiple places where you're.
The actual distribution is all from this warehouse.
Oh, wow.
So 80% of the bikes that we distribute will go in bulk, which means the organization that's getting the bikes will send a truck down,
Yeah.
and they will back the truck up to our door, and we have staged the bikes that are going to them separately, and we'll load them up, and they'll go have an event, typically before the holidays, but some organizations will wait till the spring. They'll actually keep the bikes until the warmer weather. Like some schools might do, like at the end of the year, like a attendance reward or something like that. But most of them are given away before the holidays. We do have about 20% of the bikes will be given away in the building to organizations whose kids can't, if parents have transportation and can get here.
Yeah.
And then they get to shop for a bike, and they literally come in the building on a specific weekend in December. They go through, check in, get fit for the bike, they get fit for a helmet, and they get to pick out the bike, and then they get to load it in their car.
That's cool.
It's like they're at a bike shop.
Okay, so kind of like so the organizations that are picking up the bikes, kind of like what, Goodfellows, that kind of stuff?
We have worked with Goodfellows before. You could almost name any organization in the city, and we've experienced that. We've worked with them at some point. Big Brothers Big Sisters, most of the churches, a lot of the schools, and there's an organization called Association for the Advancement of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing that has worked with us for several years. But a lot of like community organizers that work with multiple different organizations under their umbrella will apply on behalf of 2 or 3 different organizations that they work with. A lot of neighborhood groups too.
Yeah. So before you did this, you said you taught at Brother Rice, right?
Yep.
And so, like, what was the catalyst of you being like, I'm gonna do this?
I'm a little bit restless. I was an engineer in business and in the automotive industry, so I was engineer by training, and then I was more on the business side towards the end of my automotive career. And that was when I was in my early 40s, and I decided I wanted to teach, or thought I might want to teach, and I got certified to teach high school physics and math, and so I did that for 17 years.
Wow.
And loved that. I mean, it was wonderful, and I loved being a teacher. That was really a good choice for me. Yeah. But I got to a point where I just restless, wanted to do something else, and I'm passionate about biking, and I wanted to do something to give back, and really a big component of this that beyond just a child getting a bike is bringing the community together.
Right.
Because we have between 1,500 and 2,000 volunteers every year.
Wow.
And
That's
they
amazing.
are people from bike club members from the city, Ally Financial, automotive finance people, automotive engineers, to teachers and counselors in schools in the city come and help us out. So it's just a huge cross section of people in the city, and we're all working for the same purpose.
Yeah.
And so that's almost as gratifying or more gratifying to me than the child getting the bike. Because the obvious thing is we want kids to get bikes and have a healthy outcome. But it really is nice to see people come together, for a common cause.
So you're a cyclist, so do you like compete and stuff, or
no?
You just for fun?
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
No, I've never been a racer. We do have a lot of serious bikers out there that have raced. The Wolverine Sports Club, which is probably the most serious group of bike racers in this area, they'll come and volunteer towards the end of November, usually every year. Yeah. We get the Caju Bike Club, we get the R3 Riders, the Metro 313 Cyclones, Venture Out Cycling Club, Bike Dearborn. I know Clinton River Riders.
Wow.
All these guys, and most of those are serious bikers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what do you do the rest of the year?
Well, I got to mention two other very important bike clubs.
Okay, yeah, don't forget
because they are our partners. And they are Detroit-based bike clubs, the Detroit Lane Bangers and the D-Town Riders have been our partners since day one.
Cool.
And they really reach into the community and help us to, reach a lot of people who receive bikes from us, but also in particular the Detroit Lane Bangers. They help us lead rides with some of the kids that get bikes for us.
Fun.
So their founder is a guy named Collier Hardaway, goes like 40. And he has helped us, in multiple ways to make inroads with the community. So nice. If I'm talking about bike clubs, I got to bring those.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
So what do you do the rest of the year?
The rest of the year, I'm retired, but this is kind of a year-round administrative thing, even though we're really, crunching for 10 weeks a year. We have to apply for grants and, we have to plan for our new season and, we have to report out on grants that we've, received in the past. So we do things like annual reports and stuff like that.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah, all the administrative side of being a nonprofit.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Anything else anything you want to share with people that maybe there's something you just
know what? We are this particular year, 2025, has been a really good year for bike collections. WDIV did a big bike collection in June as part of their Go For It program. Every month they do a community outreach, and they collected over 2,000 bikes in 12 hours on one day in one location. And we got 700 plus of those from that event because there's 3 groups involved: Back Alley Bikes and Say Detroit My Cycle also was involved. So because of that, and we had a really good collection in the fall. We've got a ton of bikes and we need volunteers, so we need help for individuals that want to come down. They can go to our website, fd4kdetroit.org, and they can volunteer on the website as individuals. But even better, if you have a corporate group, a team that you want to bring down.
Oh, yeah.
So we really live with and survive with teams from Rocket and GM and Stellantis and, like I said, bike clubs, Bosch, Cooper Standard, so many different corporations that come in and help us out. Piston Group sends people. So we just need, if you have a group that wants to volunteer, you can reach out to our volunteer coordinator, and that's an email. So you can get that email on our website again, FD.